If you're planning on buying a house using creative finance, then you want to watch this video. I'm going to share with you the 11 things the gurus don't tell you, and number 11 almost destroyed my whole business. My name is Andrew Schlag, and in 2014 I started buying and selling houses. Since then I've done over 500 deals and have grown into running multiple companies with my brother where we not only buy and sell houses today and do bigger commercial projects, but we also have an education company where we help other people scale and automate their real estate investing companies. The first thing a lot of people won't tell you is never overpay property, no matter how great the terms. I've seen people pay prices for properties that is above retail price in hopes and prayers that one day in 10, 20, 30 years of cash flow, they can get a paycheck from it. That's a bad plan. You always want to make sure you can make good money with bad numbers. I've tried the other way a couple of times and it never works out well. We want to always be smart with our investments and make sure that the property will not only cash flow, but we also get some equity so we can turn it to a profit in the near future should we ever need to. Number 2, never over leverage yourself. Beautiful thing about creative financing is you can get super creative. Right? You can buy houses with terms, many times with no money down. You can raise private money. You can get great deals. And there's all sorts of ways to make those deals pay you. And we want to make sure that none of those ways include over leveraging yourself. Imagine you buy a $300,000 property and you agree to give the seller $300,000. Maybe you agree to give them $20,000 down and you go borrow the private money to do that. By the time you owe the seller $280,000, $300 purchase price minus 20 down, and you owe your private lender or your partner another $20,000, you have no equity. So even if you sold the thing tomorrow, listed on the open market, you're gonna lose a substantial amount of money. So you're not in a great place, your seller's not in a great place, and your partner wouldn't be in a great place. That's why in my case, I always make sure my properties are under leveraged. Always make sure the difference between the value of the property and the debt on the property is a substantial difference so I have equity and can make good money with bad numbers. Number 3, very importantly, always close with real estate attorneys. Do what you do best as a real estate investor. Find great deals, negotiate great deals, and hire others to do what they do best. We hire the professionals. We hire real estate attorneys to close deals for us. It protects us, it protects the seller, makes sure everybody wins, and believe me, when something goes wrong on the title, when something goes wrong with the deal, you'll be very glad you closed with a real estate attorney. Number 4, money is math. If you're taking notes, write it down. Money does not care about our emotions. A deal is a deal or it's not a deal, regardless of how beautiful the place is or how much we want it. The whole point in this real estate investing business is to buy properties that make you money. If there's no money in it, then it's no deal. Can I make great money on this property? Can I cash flow it? And can I turn it to a profit later? The answer is yes, you got a deal. But if I find myself trying to say, well, if I just squeeze this perfectly, maybe I can make a little bit here. You find yourself trying to make ways to make a profit, that's your sign. Let the deal go, there's a better one right behind it. Number 5, surround yourself with smart people who won't let you get into a bad deal. Whether that's going to local networking events, meetups, joining masterminds of other people who are doing deals, meeting local investors. Any way you can find people who know this business is gonna save you years in learning curves. So know the area you're buying in, know the type of deal it is, and make sure that you've gotten counsel from people who know more about this business than you so that you can go get deals and cut your learning curve. Number 6, nothing ever goes as planned. In this business, you gotta develop alligator skin in order to win because there'll be deals that you almost have across the finish line that will fall through and buyers that almost bought that will fall through. And if we get up with every deal that almost goes through and down every time it crashes, this business will begin to suck. But your objective is to develop your high income skills, acquire great deals and turn them to profits over periods of time. Now you can make this business serve you for the long run and not let the ups and the downs of today and tomorrow get the best of you. Number 7, always remain in control of the deal. Not every buyer is gonna do what they said. Not every seller is gonna do what they said. That's why we have written agreements and contracts that keep you as the investor in control of the deal so that you're winning and making sure your buyer's winning and making sure your seller's winning. Again, always close with professionals to make sure that things are done in the right way. Remain in control, always do the right thing, treat others like you want to be treated, and this business will serve you well. Number 8, buy based on the worst numbers. When I go into a market, I'm always looking, what will rents bring in this area? Is my payment on the house substantially less than what the house will rent for? Even if I'm going to do a short-term rental or a mid-term rental or some other option, that is gonna bring me more profits. I'm not gonna buy based on those big, beautiful numbers that if everything goes right, I can make a profit. I'm gonna buy based assuming that none of my big, beautiful numbers will work out and that I'm gonna have to just rent the darn thing. And if it still cash flows, just renting it, I'm gonna buy the deal. Because now, if I can turn it into a bigger profit with a short term or a mid-term or some other option, I can just make a bigger profit. Number 9, hire a dream team. This one's important to find the right realtors and appraisers and other investors and community that surround yourself by, because while most of my properties I don't get an appraisal on, I just find the value. When I can't figure out the exact value, I get an appraisal. Most properties, we just do a walkthrough and we know the condition is good, and on occasion there'll be something come up and we need to verify the condition. Regardless of what it is, when you go into a market, make sure you have boots on the ground, you have a dream team, you have a closing attorney, an inspector, a realtor, and other investors who have what you need so you can connect up and make this business win for you in this new market. Number 10, don't make promises you can't keep. Sometimes it's easy, especially if you're newer in the business, to get into a negotiation and the seller just wants a little more money on the purchase or a little more on the monthly payment or a little more down than you believe it's worth to give. Yet we don't want to lose the deal. Never get caught up in the negotiating the deal. Remember, the seller needs to sell worse than you need to buy. Or in the case of you selling the property, the buyer needs to buy worse than you need to sell. And remember that in that negotiation and use that to your advantage. Make it a win for them, yes, but also you as the business owner. Stick to your guns. If you know you need to be in at a certain number, don't go over that number. If it's meant to be, it'll come together. And if it's not, there'll be a better one right behind it. Now, number 11, and most important above all, took me years to learn this one, and that is this business was not meant to be done alone. I remember getting to the office early, grinding out the phones, doing the calls, trying to get another deal, locking in another deal, getting to the office early, grinding out the phones, selling the deal, and I repeated that cycle over and over, and it became very monotonous and bored. Yes, I was doing deals, yes, I was getting checks, but the business was not serving my greater mission and my desire to serve others in the way that I knew I was meant to. And so for me, it was all about finding not only a great team, but a great business partner and others around me who I can celebrate with and have fun with and grow with. And we can actually impact the world in a real way. So whatever your calling is, your mission is, whatever the thing is you know you were meant to do, make sure this business is serving that. Make sure you're surrounded by other incredible, like-minded entrepreneurs, communities, whether it's a partnership, whether it's just friends, whether it's just a team, or even just a networking community. Make sure you're surrounded by incredible people, and this business will go from bringing a monotonous dread to a fun adventure every single day. I trust you loved this video and got a lot out of it today. Thanks for joining me. Hit the like and subscribe button, and I'll see you on the next one.